I'm sorry, Nadia Barbu. Sorry.
Good evening. I agree. Norma Coombs Alternative School should not have been put on your consolidation list. However, it was put before you because in 2008, the district expected the following population change to occur: the closure of the NCAS Middle School. To us, it is now becoming clear that the district had already laid their eyes on the Norma Coombs campus back in 2008. Or else, why would you close a middle school with an API score in the mid-800s? With the highest English score at 81% proficiency. The only other school in PUSD to show such results is Sierra Madre, and they are no longer accepting open enrollment applications. I'd like you to take note of this because we have heard time and again that Norma Coombs is not the only shining star in the district, which is true, but it is the only shining star on this consolidation list. And since it is not a neighborhood school, it is also the only shining star with enough available space to make many futures brighter. In light of this, it should not be a difficult decision to remove NCAS from your list. Yesterday, I watched Waiting for Superman. The entire movie was about education reform and how to create schools that achieve. Here in Pasadena, we can be proud to have such a superhero school that is closing the achievement gap and is scoring well in the 800s in all its subgroups. And you are having such a hard time deciding to keep the school open. How can you justify its closure or consolidation? It seems very difficult with the data and financial analysis that you have been provided with and that we have seen in the meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, instead of closing or moving Norma Coombs and possibly risking a collapse of this outstanding public school, NCAS should be allowed to offer the vacant middle school spaces to new elementary students next year. Among all this confusion, it is certain that Norma Coombs is thriving the way and where it is, and at its current location, it has the capacity to include more students in its success. Thank you.
Modified inclusion teacher. I'm also a parent in this district. I have 2 students who attend PUSD schools, and I'm an Altadena resident. I'm speaking to you as an Altadena resident. When you represent this community, you're representing East Pasadena, West Pasadena, and Altadena. Your decision to close Loma Alta is probably the most logical one. But don't close 2 schools in Altadena because that would be unfair and unjust. In East, you have 3 sections of town to choose from. In East Pasadena, you have to make a choice between San Rafael and Roosevelt. In East Pasadena, that was West Pasadena. In East Pasadena, you have a choice. You have a choice to consolidate Norma Coombs, possibly with Field. I don't understand why, if Field is in such close proximity to Norma Coombs, why you wouldn't choose to consolidate those 2 populations and keep them both intact at the Field campus and rename it Norma Coombs if the district needs the Norma Coombs headquarters or Norma Coombs site. The reason I'm speaking to you is because if they close Burbank and Loma Alta, that's 2 sites in Altadena that would be closed, and that would leave Altadena residents with only 3 sites left to choose from, and they're all on the west end of Altadena. That's Franklin Elementary, Altadena Elementary, and Jackson Elementary. And frankly, that's not good enough for Altadena. That's not fair, and it's not just.
Sharon London. I'm a first grade teacher at Burbank Elementary and a former elementary school teacher at Noyes, so I've been here before. Committee, I understand your job is very difficult, but I also understand too that Altadena parents have voiced concerns that they are not being represented by PUSD. This is the district's opportunity to send a clear message to those parents in Altadena that they are indeed wanted and is a part of the PUSD family. This is not that send a clear message to these parents that this is not a situation of taxation without representation. They are represented. They are wanted. Please, please rethink your position. Don't close 2 Altadena schools. Give the families of East Altadena a choice and representation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, Larry Gilwood. And with speakers 16 through 20, please come up. Larry, could you speak into the microphone? That's there.
First of all, here is the student prayer. I'm an elementary school student at Phil Elementary. It's a great school, it's a stable school, a neighborhood school, with great test scores which are increasing, growing each year, and the neighborhood itself is growing. When I first moved into the neighborhood, I would say it's an entire community. But as we retired individuals move out, more families or children are moving into the area. In the next 5 years, that will increase, so we're going to need more students in the Phil Elementary area. So we stay in Phil Elementary. What I came here really to say is, how did we get to this? How did a week ago all of us get a call to say that our schools are going to be closed or consolidated without getting into a circle? What's going to be done? It comes down to money. Did they even come to the parents and say, help? This is our schools. This is our school district. We need help. I know these are public schools and you're supposed to have free education. But at the number of students we have in our school district, numbers 10,000 students. If we put together $50 a student, $100 a student, I'm sure you can make up the gap of what it would cost to save the 3 schools that you have. And pay $50, $100, or whatever else it would cost to keep the schools open. And not just the elementary schools. If you talk to the parents at the middle schools and the high schools, if they see that about raising money to keep our schools open. I know a year ago, so we tried to have a measure on a ballot to increase property taxes to help the schools. Well, let's revisit that and get that done. What's going to happen is, I'm sure half of the student parents sitting in this room is considering moving their kid out of the district. From the students here at Pasadena Unified School District. So let's start from the beginning. Why are our schools being closed but not us being notified?
This microphone might be right size for me, huh? I am a parent of 2 children at Norman Coombs, a 3rd grader and a kindergartner, and I hope a future kindergartner. We want to invest over 12 years into the Norman Coombs community, and we hope that we have that opportunity. I am able to be a Pasadena resident because the City of Pasadena and Heritage Housing Partners partnered together to provide affordable housing options. So I live in an affordable housing facility where all of the residents send their children to PUSD. Yet none of us send our children to the same PUSD school. We send them to different places because they have different needs and desires. We are different families. In Pasadena, we're able to make that choice about where we go. We can choose our neighborhood school, or we can choose to participate in someplace else. And so, committee, I know that you've wrestled with choice schools. I pray that you will see that every school in Pasadena is really a choice school because you have the option to choose that school. We chose Norma Coombs for many reasons, but I'd like to point out a few that I feel if we are moved or consolidated, that we'll lose. Our neighborhood is not geographical, but it is citywide. We come from about 10% of every neighborhood around the city. That represents the beauty and diversity of Pasadena. And at Norma Coombs, our kids get to experience that. We learn to work and interact with people of different races, with people of different economic status. My daughter, who is in 3rd grade, eats lunch every day with her favorite friends, who are a couple of Hispanic girls and an African-American boy. And that is part of the diversity that is represented at Norma Coombs. If you move our location, that may not continue because parents may choose to go somewhere else. Further, we have special programs like ceramics. We have 2 kilns on site which would have to be moved. We would have to meet all the qualifications from the Air Quality Maintenance Division to make sure that would happen. Our library, we have fought for, and the Technology Center. Those things have to all be considered. I pray that as you make this decision for the long-term vision of PUSD, you will not move or consolidate Norma Coombs Alternative School.